is the frequency in use. This is K4PEW. Very good. Hold on one second, please. Need to straighten out something on my screen here. All right, very good. This is K4PEW, net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. Any emergency or priority traffic? Nothing heard. Usually isn't. I'm glad there isn't. If you do have an emergency, call 911. Can't do that, call us. I don't know what you can do if you can't call us, but we'll help you out any way we can. Net may be broken anytime for an emergency. Uh, for information on this net, you can see us right now on YouTube. At least you'll see the surface of my radio, the display, and it's just go to we'll go to K4PEW, K4PEW in the YouTube search block, and it'll bring up my channel, and it should show on that channel. It will show a premiere for the net, and you'll be able to look at. You'll be able to hear stations you might not normally hear on your radio, which will be a help to you, but it'll also give you an idea that you need to increase your, well, either the height or the elevation of your antenna or the efficiency of your antenna, or just move so you get to a higher ground. It's a little harder to do. Or you can go to 146.415.net, 146.415.net, mysteriously like our frequency we're on, and there's some simplex information there. We see about 90 people a month. It's around 90 to 100 people a month go and look at that site for whatever reason. It's been the average for the last couple of years. So obviously it's of some assistance to somebody. I never get I get a little bit of feedback from it, but not very much recently. Also, you can go to our groups.io site and just search for MJSS and sign up for our emails reminder system where you can buy, sell, and swap equipment. You can do quite technical questions, do all kinds of things. So about probably 140 messages a month. Well, due to the reminders mostly for the different nets, because we also promote other nets besides our own. Or you can send me an email at k4pew@arrl.net. And that normally meets at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday night. And tonight, of course, we do that. We started out here at 146.415 FM, and we move over to we move over to 144.240 upper sideband, and then on to 50.135 upper sideband, and then we move on to 223.415. So it's our normal cavalcade of nets. See where I was. Purpose of that is to have fun. Figure out. Well, we have a lot of fun. We do 5 nets? No, 4. We do those 4 nets. 3. This one. Yeah, 4. We do 8 nets tonight. That's kind of odd for a group, but we do 8. DMR, D-Star, and the Fusion nets are at 7, 7:15, and 7:30, preceding this net every Saturday night. Just so you need to jump on that. By the way, I'm going to make a challenge. I'll send it out on an email. We need to get whoever has a DMR and or C4 FM to please, or even if you have D-Star, C4 FM, or what is it, DMR, C4 FM, and D-Star. Yeah, those 3. One of those 3 modes on an HT. Hook it up to your 2-meter antenna and see if you can reach one of us here, because we're spread all the way from Joelton down to Smyrna or so. And so it's going to be a lot of people who'll be able to hear you besides yourself. Anyway, to have fun, see what you can hear, what you can't hear, etc., and have some fun with the radio. I mean, we do give a place. This really gives a place for people to get a good grip on how, an idea how well their antenna works, who they can hear. Because if they listen to our nets at any given day, they're going to hear stations all the way up to Joelton and all the way up to Bowling Green and as far south that I know of. Far down the Rockville area, that particular area. Down into Reedyville and down in that area, and east of all the way west to Ashland City, and east past Tucker's Crossroads. So we got a pretty good stretch, anywhere from 30 to 55 miles in all directions. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, announcements. We're doing those 4 nets. I already mentioned them. This is net number 863. We're starting from the south. And like I said, we're doing the 2 meter upper sideband, the 50.135, and the 223.415. We're going to wear ourselves out here tonight. We already did 3 nets. And now we're doing 4 more. 4 or 5. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I guess we're doing 7, not 8 nets. But anyway, we'll start out with people who are short on time now or mobile. Please come now. Okay, hold on 1 second. I think I heard Rick in Ashland City. Was that Rick in Ashland City? Very good. I'm copying Rick. Really, really noisy, but I got you in there, Rick. Good deal. I also heard Mike in there. Mike, that was you. MPR, was that you in there? K3 MPR? Got no copy now. Who was in there besides Rick?
That was MPR, but I don't copy him now. KD4TV.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I was checking in Mike, but I don't want to be dropped out there for a minute. Well, jump in there back, Mike, if you get a chance. Who else is short on time? It was Mike, by the way. Kilo 3, Mike Papa Romeo. He's here in Montjulia. And then Rick in Ashland City. Really noisy tonight. Really, really bad conditions. Either bad conditions or bad antenna. I don't know which. Is there anybody else who's short on time or mobile?
Hey, just Paul Speaker in Georgia. Hey, just kind of throw up there on the either the internet or out here on the net. But I requested for our legislator and state senate to try to get this ham radio parity act so that HOA cannot restrict antennas for ham radio operators. So contact their local representative and push that. There's a chance we can get that introduced to the House. Maybe get some change for the better for ham radio operators who are stuck in HOA.
You're talking about in the federal House of Representatives?
No, actually, I'm working on the state side. I figured it'd be easier than working with these clowns up DC. So if they contact their House representatives for here in Tennessee, as well as the Senate side, and request them to support the Ham Radio Parity Act for Tennessee that hoping to get introduced this year.
All right, very good. I shall do that. Most of you probably heard that, but he was to contact your state representative here in Tennessee for the Ham Radio Parity Act, so that hams would have the privilege, so to speak, or the right to put up ham radio antennas for emergency purposes, etc. Anyway, I appreciate that, Mike. In fact, if you can, send that out to the group if you don't mind. Send it out to the group email system. Anyway, anybody? That was Mike, Kilo 3, Mike Papa Romeo here in Montjulia. Who else is short on time or mobile? Nah, nothing heard. Well, then we're going to start from the south. Please come now. Hey, hold on, Bill. That was Kilo Mike 4. Hold on 1 second. November Yankee, but I also had Tony in there, KF4, KFQ. Everything all right, Tony?
Fine. No real time to put the bed. Kind of a hanging out.
I should say that. Yeah, I've still been hanging out, as you mentioned, about me and the wife having COVID. We're still the lingering, not mess, the lingering problems that go with COVID, lethargy, tiredness, the lack of what's qualified as a technical term, which I think you're aware of. It's called lack of hustle. That's what you get with COVID. Mine wasn't terrible, it really wasn't. My wife had it much worse than me. The whole thing. I always have the lack of hustle, and I'm able to use this as a further excuse to my lack of hustle.
But you're still ugly.
Well, of course. It might even made me uglier.
There you go. Well, I got skills for that now.
Yeah, it's called alcohol. Everybody else takes it, they don't notice.
That's right. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got for the KF4.
Very good. That was Tony and Smyrna, KF4, KFQ. And I heard Bill. How you doing there tonight, Bill? Very good. That was Bill doing fine down in Murfreesboro. Kilo Mike 4, November Yankee. Hope you're doing well, Bill. Yeah, who else is wherever I was? South. Please come now. Hey, Larry, how do you copy? Did you copy well November Yankee well that last station?
Yeah, pretty good.
It's really, he's really been low to me recently. I'm not sure what's going on there because I know normally he's got a pretty good signal. But anyway, thanks for doing the D Star Net. It was nice strong signals, but we just need more participation.
Okay, man. We'll let you get on with it. KE4, Bobby.
Yeah, very good. That's Larry in Rockville, Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. Who else? South. Over to the east. Please come now.
WA4SCIHI. J South checking in.
All righty. Hold on one second, James. I got the other James in here. I got Jim and James. How's that? I got James here in Mount Juliet. How you doing, James?
I'm doing fine. I've been working with my computer and my TV's in here.
And you're a busy boy with computers and PCs, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm not getting real good reception.
What are you using? Over-the-air stuff?
Yeah, mostly.
Well, you're kind of in a low spot there. Isn't that the problem?
Yeah, I kind of. Yeah, that's right.
Well, I think I told you how I say solved. I have I decided when I had my 2-meter beam in the attic some years ago for ham radio, 2-meter 5-element beam. So I said, what the heck, I'll hook up the TV antenna to it. And I did. And I turned it over, instead of having it vertical, I put a horizontal, a 2-meter beam, pointing it toward the Nashville general area. I've got it on a rotor too, but that thing works great.
Well, I had to find a way to get up my attic with it. My son lives up in the top floor. I had to run the cable up there.
Oh, I see. That would be a little bit of a problem there, right? But everything else doing okay for you?
Yeah, we're doing fine. Thanks.
Very good. That was James here in Mount Juliet, Whiskey Alpha 4 Zulu Hotel India. Who else is? Oh no, I heard Jim in there. KE4 the heck you're calling him? KE4 TYJ. That's what it is.
There you go. You got it. KE4 TYJ. That's just checking in and saying good evening to everybody. That's pretty much all I got.
Yeah, very good. Your signal sounds rougher than normal. Are you pointing right at me?
Probably not. I think I'm only doing like 15 watts.
Okay, no, then you're doing fine. That's I just noticed the difference when you're either pointing a little bit away from me or lower wattage. No, you're doing great. Everything else, anything else for that?
No, nothing. There's almost 50 watts. You can hear me now. No, it's just a good evening. Just relaxed today. Gonna make a trip down to town tomorrow, the big city of Murfreesboro. Gonna do some grocery shopping, which might end up having to finance half the groceries. That's getting pretty expensive. Yeah, that's it. KE4TYJ.
Well, for what it's worth, gas prices are pretty reasonable these days.
It went back up to $3.
Jumping up again. All right. Yeah, I just noticed they were around 298 or $3. It was around $3 yesterday when I got gas. Anyway, that was Jim down in Woodbury, Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet. Anybody else south? South or east? That's where I was. Ooh, one more time. A very low audio on that one. I think I heard Kilo 4, but I can't get the rest of that. Is anybody copying that station? I should recognize it, but I don't. No, let's try it one more time. Say it a couple of times, please. Nothing heard. Well, let's give it another try. I'm not sure if you're mobile or what the story is, but I did hear you, but I couldn't hear. I just heard the Kilo 4 in there. Who else is east?
Hey, I'm going to.
Hey, Stan, you doing okay?
Well, doing well, Paul. Myself.
Well, doing my hopefully a faster recovery from the COVID thing.
Yeah, I finally got over that crap. I had a friend up in West Virginia that I had that. I need to check on her and see how she's doing.
Yeah, no, it's a lot rougher for some people for whatever reasons. I don't know why. But in my case, I only had really maybe a day and a half where it was. I didn't feel one day where I really felt bad, and then another day where it was just But I'm still lingering here with the effects. Just like I said, lack of hustle. But everything else is going. You never got any wind of that, did you?
No, so far, no.
Ah, very good. Well, let's hope you avoid it. It's not. No flu is fun. None.
No, it isn't. I won't hook you up all making that KM4HG.
Very good. It's Stan in just down north of downtown Lebanon a little ways. Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo. Who else is east?
WF4 EPS.
Hey, Mr. EBX, how you doing there, Eddie?
Doing okay, Paul. So I check in and get another number there. Hope y'all have a speedy recovery. And I hope this weather warms up pretty soon. All this stuff goes away.
You know, it's funny. I noticed in the last couple of days that this is the first time I remember in a long time that my shrubs, I got big heads in the backyard. It's not, anyway, just got a big heads, and it's about 7 or 8 foot tall. That all of the leaves are dead on it. All of them. And I don't remember that happening in 11 years that I've been.
Yeah, it's kind of been a real dry summer, and then it's turned real wet. So who knows what the spring will bring.
Glaciers.
There you go.
All right, very good. That was Eddie, Whiskey 4 Echo Bravo X-ray in Gladeville. He's just a little bit east of Mount Julia. Who else is east? Please come down.
KO4 YQE.
There you go. How you doing, Pat?
Oh, not too bad. Just kind of taking it easy for a little while on a Saturday night. Got a couple of projects going, but just wanted to get in here on the nets tonight and see how everybody else was doing. Back to you.
Oh yeah, well, it's a good test of your little location there with the apartment antenna. But hope you're doing well. Well, very good, Pat. Anything else on that?
I believe that's got it for tonight.
Very good. That's KO4YQE, and that's Pat. He's in Hermitage near Summit Hospital. Who else is east? East or north?
Kilo Oscar 4, Uniform Lima Tango.
Kilo Oscar 4 Uniform Lima Tango. Refresh me with the first name because I forgot it.
Rick out of Trousdale County.
Oh, Rick in Trousdale. Very good. You sound good, Rick. Oh, you got a good signal. Do you use a beam up there? Because the conditions usually aren't great to where you are in Truesdale.
No, I'm in the car.
Oh, wow. Well, you must have a good elevation or just good conditions tonight because you're doing fine.
Yeah, it's been a while. Been wanting to get in here, back in here and talk to you guys. It's been a long while since I've been on there.
Oh, yeah. No, it's always good to hear everybody who gets in here. By the way, your signal was bumping up against S6 from your vehicle, so you must have a pretty good location and or a pretty good mobile antenna.
Yeah, I got some quad band on here, but I've been pleased with it.
No, it's doing a great job for you. Where are you in Trousdale?
Close to the intersection of 231 and 25.
Yeah, very good. No, you're doing great. I'll have to look that up about the elevation because it must be a reasonably good elevation for you mobile.
Right now, I'm paying for this up to before, but I can't keep all that in my head anymore.
No, I know I can't. I can barely remember my own elevation here. Well, very good, Rick. Anything else for the net? Good to have you in there, by the way.
Enjoy what you did for us, and thank you much. 53, good 80.
Yeah, very good. Appreciate their kind words there, Rick. That's Rick in Trousdale County. Kilo Oscar 4 Uniform Lima Tango, and he is mobile. So got a great signal for mobile. I don't know if anybody else could hear him, but I heard him just fine. With, like I said, with about an S6 signal. Who else is north? I think we got a meeting tonight over there in Lebanon. That's why some of the people aren't there. Who else is north? West, please come now. Hey, very good, Charles. Good to hear you on the third net of the night.
Yep, and by the way, Rick in the Trousdale County was more quieting than me about S6.
Oh, wow. He had a good signal from up there. I'm impressed.
Oh, yeah, he had a good signal for his mobile station, especially. But anyway, nothing new. And Oh, by the way, I went and got my COVID shot this morning just to be sure.
Yeah, well, I hope it worked. Well, my wife's condition was much worse than mine, and she said it must be because I got three. One, I don't know what they call it, the three shot. There was three successful, and there's actually two more I could have gotten, and I just said, no, I'm not doing it. And I didn't get them. Maybe that would have prevented it. I don't know, but all I'm saying is maybe they do help reduce the symptoms. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I was planning on doing it anyway because I know of at least two of the families that have it around in here in Nashville. So I was already planning on doing it before I went back to work. But anyway, y'all have a good evening. 7-3. Thanks for doing what you do. KC4.
Yeah, very good, Charles. Good to hear from you. That was Kilo Charlie 4 Tango, November, Quebec. He's in West Nashville. Who else is West?
KO. WA4, which one?
Hold on one second. There was a double in there, but I heard Joel in there first.
Yeah, man, very good. I'm amazed because I don't know what the heck's going on up here digitally wise, but I think I know why D-Star, but DMR, I don't get it. I think I just need to let my radio charge all day long and take it off 5 minutes before we start the net. That seems to be the only time it works.
Either that or get a good sized beam.
Yeah, I need to do that too. I put up a disco today just for receive, and I made a contact on it just before that on the 015 machine just to see if it would, because it says you can transmit on it. I wasn't trying to, but I looked it up and it said you could, so I figured I'd give it a shot and it worked. So that's the reason why I was going to try it on DMR.
Yeah, that's about what good disco antennas are good for, is receiving and repeater use.
Oh, heck, I never would even thought to use it for that, but I just thought it was a receive only type deal. So I actually got it from OCD up there in Pleasant View. I went and saw his station, I guess, a week ago yesterday, and he had one laying around. I said, man, I'm about to have my scanner hooked back up. And he's like, man, I got a disco antenna. So I went over to his house and he gave it to me. And I put it up today, but I'm a little, I need a BNC to SO239 little piece of wire just to plug into it. And I'll be good after that.
Yeah, that'd be great. It's good. It really is it's an excellent receive antenna, but it's not as good as an antenna for whatever frequency you're really going for. Just good broadbanded antenna for receiving a really almost zero. Well, it is the no gain. It's a no gain antenna on transmit. I mean, you're almost better off with with a rubber ducky.
Yeah, that's what I figured too. But yeah, I think I know the elevation helps me a lot here too. But I also read people were loving them on 6 meters. So go figure.
For the discounts?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when I read it.
Well, you know the deal. You can't believe anything you read on the other.
No kidding. But it wasn't just one. It was 2 or 3 I had read on that. I just thought that was the most bizarre thing because I always thought a disco was just receive only.
Well, let's qualify that because the discone would need that 6 meter element on the top of it for it to work.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, it probably would receive a 6 meter signal for you without that, but they sell those antennas with the discones. I think one of them is a 10 meter and another. I think it's either 6 or 10 they stick on top of it. I forget. I think it's 6 though.
Well, it has 8 radios on the side that are short, 6 radios on the bottom that are the same length, and 2 of them are like 53 inches long, and the others are like, I don't know, what was it, 40 maybe, something like that. And then there's a really long one right in the center of it that shoots up another, I don't know, 10 feet high. So it's pretty wild looking.
Yeah, it's probably 10 meters.
It may be. And it's, yeah, like I say, it's got, I don't know, 16 radios.
But for what it's worth, I was messing around the other day and I was transmitting on my 10 meter vertical that I normally use for the 10 meter net. And I was transmitting on 6 meters. And somebody 10, 15 miles away says, I can't believe you're on that antenna. I said, oh, tuned up on it and I'm transmitting on it. It's working fine.
Well, I guess if you tune it up right, I mean, you're good, right?
Yeah, no, it's no big deal. I mean, it's just not as efficient, but it certainly did work.
I was going to say, I mean, I couldn't believe that thing would transmit on anything at all. Yeah, so I guess you can transmit fit on anything if you tune it up, I guess is the main thing, which I can't tune up anything on 2 meter. I don't have a antenna tuner that'll do 2 meters, 70 centimeters.
Again, on 2 meters, 70 centimeter, any area on those, and even I think on a lot of the FM radio, regular broadcast, you're going to do fine on that discount.
Oh yeah, and it's kind of like a receive from like 20 megahertz to 1400 megahertz or something crazy, or 1300 megahertz, I think.
Yeah, really, it's very broadband. Anyway, anything else on that, Joel?
That's it, Paul, man. I hope you get to feeling better. I hate to hear that about you and your wife, buddy, and I hope she gets to feeling better. My wife had that problem about a year ago. She had to get the injections in her stomach and all that. So hopefully she won't have to go through that. This is KO4OTB, back to Tech Control.
Injections of any kind stink. Anyway, that was Joel in Joelton, or west of Ashland City, actually. KO4OTB. Who else? There was somebody else in there?
We
Hey, how you doing, Paul?
Oh, just fine. Just sitting here, finishing up Wordle just in time for your nap.
That was yesterday's or tomorrow morning's?
No, that was today.
Well, no, the reason I say that is Tony down in Smyrna. He sets his PC clock for Zulu time to fake out the because they set it for GMT. Everything goes out. In other words, you don't get it until 12 o'clock in the morning. For let's say tomorrow morning, the new one won't come out until 12 o'clock in the morning. If you set your PC clock, it thinks it's in Zulu time, so you'll be able to pick up the Wordle for the next day today.
Oh, okay. Let's see. No, I run the PC clock on Central Standard Time, and everything else usually is on CMT.
Oh yeah, no, I get it. No, I have. We have fun struggling with that Wordle game. It's kind of fun. Usually only takes a few minutes. Sometimes my slow brain takes a while longer.
Well, last night I pulled out a bunch of what little hair I have left. That was a terrible word.
I forget which one that was, but I know what you're talking about.
The lie.
Yeah, in fact, I was telling my wife, I go, listen, I'm familiar with the word. I'm not sure I've ever used the word. I may have read it in a book somewhere. I've never heard anybody use it in a sentence, verbally, but I know of it.
Same here.
No, it was just funny because they throw in some of those words. I was like, or they throw in the one that cracked me up some weeks or months ago was they threw in some medical terms like tibia or fibia. I forget what it was. I was like, seriously?
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
I'm like, I was ready to say, who put those words together? I think they're lying. They just threw those in to mess me up.
Anyway, carry on with that. I'm just sitting here fiddling around, and I'll listen.
Very good. That's Paul. He's in what do you call it? Old Hickory, Whiskey Alpha 4 Foxtrot Hotel Yankee. Who else is west or north or west? I guess it is.
KM4YRS, Mike in Nashville.
Very good. I'm glad you got your switches straight anyway.
Man, that was just really funny because I tried to check in on the 10 meter net the other night, but nothing would happen. And so I guess that's what the problem was with that.
We had an old saying in electrical. I'm sure you heard it. It was called, for I'll just call them jackleg electricians. It was called 2-wire hookup, 3-wire screw up.
Got that, man. I'm getting real close though to get my shack set up. Rick's going to come over tomorrow, and we're going to try to run coax into the house instead of having him come through the back door.
Oh, cool. Pretty good. Yeah, his signal, is his antennas okay? Because he was really scratchy again today.
Man, he was booming in here to me.
Well, see, you couldn't be lying about that,
Well, no, I had to text him and tell him because I couldn't even hear him the other night, and but he was like N7 almost to me.
Huh. Yeah, because he was really scratchy to me tonight. That's unreal how much difference there is just that little bit of real estate.
I guess so. Well, I don't guess I have anything further, Paul. Glad you're doing okay, and I guess your procrastinating has been put off.
Which part? Because sometimes I forget what I'm procrastinating about.
Oh, gotcha.
Very good. For those of you still listening, that's Mike. He does the 10-meter net on Sunday nights on 28.415. And his call is KM4 Wire Up. Appreciate you being in there, Mike. I'm glad things are getting settled down in your new digs. Who else is West?
KG4 LV, Jackson Donaldson.
Oh, Jack, I know you can't hear Michael.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, very good. Everything going all right with you?
Oh, yeah, going great. Just enjoying the net. I don't have any traffic, so you can carry on.
Very good. That's Jack, and he's a Donaldson. He will go for India, Lima. Hey, did you notice anything different about this winter? You heard me mention that earlier. It's the first time I remember. I got a couple of these trees that normally feed the birds all. They got the berries, red berries, and I don't know what kind of trees they are. I got two bushes, really. They're kind of tree bushes, and they're black. I mean, every leaf on them is dead, and my very hardy. I forget what that shrub is, but it's all the leaves are gone on it. It's the first time I've seen it.
It's not, so it's not a holly bush then.
No, it is a holly bush. That's what it is. Exactly what it is.
Oh, okay, well, that's one of the few bushes that has red berries this time of year.
I don't. Let me qualify that. That hedge does have sharp pieces to it, like leaves, and I want to say it's a holly, but the other one is not. This one has little tiny red berries on it. It's got a lot of them on it. A lot of clusters of berries. And I don't. At the first time I remember seeing those completely black, dead.
Yeah, the holly leaves have little sharp points on them.
Yeah, that's the one. I'll have to go out and look at that again to verify. All the leaves are gone now. I can't identify it at all. All it is a bunch of sticks.
You'll have to wait till spring now.
No, it's just interesting that that's the first time. Like I said, normally at least I see leaves on it the whole winter long, but not this one. But that hard freeze really did a number on it.
Yeah, that's really what it was. It took out one of my, I guess it's my raspberry. Yeah, raspberry bush.
Yeah, well, anyway, I just thought I'd ask you about that. Anyway, it's Jack's the gardener in our group. That's Jack, Kilo Golf for India, Lima, Victor. Who else is West?
Kilo Golf for Charlie, Victor Echo, Greg, and Anya.
Hey, Greg. Everything going well since the other nets?
Yeah, my bushes are fine.
Yeah, bushes. Yeah, I don't know about that. Like I said, it's just weird how much water and how cold it got this winter.
Yeah, but maybe it'll. Well, of course, I haven't. Not the weird thing here, the bugs that have disappeared, and that freeze will probably help that along. So maybe I won't see any bad bugs.
Yeah, I'd love to see the ticks go away and all those other things. Like I could lay down on the lawn and have ticks on me normally in the fall.
Yeah, I don't like that. I've had tick-borne infections. I don't like that anymore.
No, I'm with you. I understand. I don't like my dogs having ticks either. Anyway, that was Greg. And do you have any more traffic net or traffic for the net, Greg?
No, there's a couple cars going down the road. That's only traffic. KD4CD.
Okay, get your license plates out. Numbers. Who else says that was Greg? Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo in Antioch. Anybody else south or west? And we're going for any place, anywhere. That's short.
Before CXC, Chris and Roll Hill.
Hello, Chris. Everything well?
Yeah, how are you, Paul?
Yeah, still recovering to some degree from that stupid COVID.
Well, it's good to hear you're recovering.
No, it's all good. I'm not. I'm not. It just gives me an excuse to do less.
Well, was it pretty rough on you?
No, not real bad. It was the rough part was the first. I had a night where I woke up to go use the bathroom, and I don't know whether it was the NyQuil I took or it was a combination of the NyQuil and that. But I mean, I thought I was going to fall over. I was so dizzy, and when I finally got back to bed, I really thought I was going to fall over. And when I got back to bed, I was shivering. So I'd never shivered so hard. Well, the last time I did that was around 50 years ago when I had a reaction to a shot I took in the military when we were overseas. That was, and I was shivering it was unbelievable. Like I had a vibrator. Oh, that sounds bad. Sounds like I was vibrating. How's that?
Yeah, that's wild. That does sound pretty intense.
Oh, it did, at least for a little while. It got back to normal. I had I didn't have a real bad fever. The fever was like 99.8 or something like that. And they said that technically the COVID is from a home test is over 100 is the test. And mine that I know I've never got over 100. I never felt like I had a fever.
Yeah, that's the NyQuil and all those various things can kind of thrown off by it, but it's just, you know, it took a couple hours to get better.
Yeah, as I recall, and I don't know that I can even look it up, but I had the reaction. We were over in the Middle East, and there was mandatory shots as always. And honestly, it was really funny. It was a combination of, I think it was yellow fever and the bubonic plague, and there was a third one was in. I don't know what it was, but they didn't work well on me.
Oh wow, yeah, and in combinations, I'm sure that's kind of a recipe for that.
No, in the military is probably all experimental too.
Yeah, you just get the cocktail, right?
I don't know. I just know it was. I had some reaction. It wasn't horrible. It just was just a reaction. I've had other reactions to other shots too, but nothing serious. Anyway, anything else for the next, Chris?
No, that's all I've got. 73.
Very good. That's Chris, Kilo Golf 4 Charlie X-Ray Echo, and he's in Rural Hill, south of me, kind of southeast of me, about 5 miles. Who else? Anybody else? Any place? Anywhere?
WV0LO. Halftime.
Half time for half wits. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I'm dumb tonight. Who's playing tonight?
The Titans in Jacksonville. And we're up a little.
Yeah, as you know, that don't mean crap at halftime, does it?
No, it sure doesn't. Anyway, at least we're not losing like we have for the last 6 games.
Yeah, well, that's really what the fun of it is. If you won all the games, then it's not as much fun.
Oh, it would be, because I'd get to call my sister every week and tell her we won again.
I take it she doesn't live in Tennessee.
No, no, she's in Indianapolis.
Okay, so she roots for the Colts, I think.
Oh yeah, big fan.
Oh yeah, well, maybe she's not old enough to remember that used to be in Baltimore.
Oh yeah, we're old enough. We all remember when they sneaked out of town in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that's. I remember that story. You know, I always get a kick out of that. Not a kick is the wrong word. There's a little tiny bit of NFL history. You know what the one team was that didn't remain in the old NFL when they did the merging of the AFL and the NFL?
No.
I believe it was Pittsburgh. They had to go over to the AFL, which must have ticked them off.
I didn't know that. But that, I don't know. What year was that? Was that in the 50s?
No, when they merged, it would have been in the early 71 maybe. I forget. I don't remember the history of that one.
Obviously, I don't remember it at all. No. Anyway, at least I got a little.
Very good. Yeah, you have your microphone and your setup is so clean that I can hear the television. It's very clear and concise.
Uh-oh, it's 20 feet away. Well, no, not 20.
No, it's amazing how well it comes across. I mean, it really is sharp. Anyway, we're going to report to the FCC for illegal casting, right?
Oh, yeah, don't do that. They already got my name.
Well, I'm sure they in the business of radio, so I'm sure they do. Anything else for the net, Mark?
Nope, not a thing. Have a good evening.
Very good. That's Mark. He's in County Whiskey Bravo 0 November Oscar rooting for the Titans as always. And who else is there? Very good. Lollygaggers, lookers, and sandbaggers. Are there any? All righty, we're going to move right over then to here's Upper Sideband 144.240. We had a grand total of, wow, we're a little slim tonight. I got to count backwards here. That's 20 check-ins. Lower than we've had in a long time, but that's good. It doesn't matter how many. Just whoever shows up is good. The important ones, not the ones who don't show up. Anyway, I'm moving over unless somebody objects to 144.240. Go. This is K4PEW, the module 44.240. Looking for check-ins from the south. Please come down. All righty, from the south or the wherever I was, south or east. Got nobody out there. Southeast or north?
KG4 CXE, Chris in Earlville.
Yeah, we're going to be lonely tonight, Chris.
Sorry, I couldn't hear that, Paul.
We're going to be lonely tonight. There's only two of us at the house out there besides Chris, KG4 CXE in Rural Hill, and me in Mount Juliet.
KM4 YRF, Mike in Nashville.
Yeah, don't flatter yourself. You're in southeast Nashville.
Well, I'm west of the airport.
Right. Anyway, that's Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot, west of the airport, southeast Nashville. Who else is anybody else out?
I'm here. And I'm here.
Ah, very good. We got WB0NOO also in Wilson. Like I heard Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor, and Jack and Donaldson. Who else was in there? Yeah, we're having I haven't gotten to West yet because I didn't leave it out on purpose. Just haven't gotten around there yet. Anyway, it was Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo Greg in Antioch. Anybody else out there? Well, let's say this again. North. All right, so you know what he answered. How about West? Again, no repeats. Ah, very good. I hear Charles in there. Kilo Charlie 4 Tango November Quebec. West, please come down. Any lollygaggers or lurkers out there on the 2? Please come down. Ah, very good, Stan. KM4 HQE, that's Stan. And anybody else out there? So far, we'll try it one more time. K4PEW for the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio, and then at 144.240. And if you were way off frequency, you wouldn't hear me anywhere. But please come in. You haven't checked in. Very good. We'll take 8 there on 144.240. Normally we have 8 or 9 in that vicinity, so that's not too shabby. A 2-meter FM net. And I'm going to slide right over to 6 meters on 50.135. If you don't mind, around 2 meters.
Well, Paul, you sound a little scratchy. You probably need a couple apple fritters.
I need. No, yeah, my voice is a little messed up the last week or so. Okay, we're moving over to 50.135, K4. This is Kilo 4 Pop net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. Looking for check-ins on 6 meters. Please come down from the south. 6 meters from the east. 6 meters from the north. Everybody apparently moved over to the west. Please come down. Ah, I got you in there, Joel. You sound fine. How are you copying me? Oh, wow. Very good. Maybe odd condition, but you sound just fine. Sound pretty normal, actually. Who else is west? Hey, Pat, you sound good. Were you copying Joel okay over there in way up? Okay, just wondered if you were able to copy. I'm okay with your antenna. Very good. That was Kilo Oscar 4 Yankee Quebec Echo. That's Pat in west. Hello, Greg. Your signal. Glad I got the headphones on. Really, really low. Low audio. Yeah, I'm not even able to copy. And I could hear your call clearly when you first came on. It was just low audio. But anyway, that was Greg in Antioch, Kilo Delta 4 Charlie, west or south. Ah, very good, Charles. In fact, your signal seems low tonight. Are you copying me okay? Ah, very good. Yeah, you're about the same to me. I mean, you're fully readable, but just a very, very low audio. But you're doing fine. Kilo Charlie 4 Tango, November, Quebec. And of course, that's Charles in West Nashville. Anybody else out there, please come now west. West or south or anywhere.
KG4, TXT, Kristen Royal.
Ah, very good. Nice strong signal there, Chris. That was Kilo Golf 4 Charlie X-Ray Echo. Anybody else out there? Any place, anywhere? Say one more time. I thought I heard somebody in there. Ah, very good. I heard Stan in there real low, but I could hear you in there, Stan. And it was Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo in Lebanon. How do you hear Stan at all, Chris?
No, I couldn't hear Stan.
Okay, very good. Just wondered. I just figured you might be able to hear him better just due to a different angle he was coming out of. I could just barely hear Stan, but I can copy him okay. Anybody else out there, please come now. Of course, he's also on a horizontal wire on his, I think he's on that hex beam, and I'm on a vertical, so that makes a big difference too. Anybody else, please come now. All righty, nothing heard. Anybody else? One more time before we jump out of here. Anybody copying anything I can't hear? Swear I can hear somebody in the background, but I think it's those voices in my head again. All righty, I'm going to jump over to 223.415 to those of you who have it, and we'll go from there. K4PEW, closing the net. This is K4PEW and net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. Looking for check-ins. Please come in.
K4,
Hey, Tony, it's K4PEW, and we're on. Sound great, by the way. Who else is out there? Well, we'll just say from it. It's not going to be that many, but we'll try from the south first, which is where Tony is. Please come in. So far, nothing good. Let's go for going from the south or east. South, east, or north? Wow, southeast or anywhere. Ah, very good. I got you in there solid there, Jack. A little scratchy, but I still have you. Who else was in there? Ah, very good, Charles. You sound good. So far, we've got K4PEW, myself, KF4, KFQ, Tony in Smyrna, and Kilo Golf 4, India Lima Victor, Jack in Donaldson, and then, of course, the last one was Kilo Charlie 4 Tango in November, Quebec, Charles in West Nashville. Charles, were you copying any or all of those stations tonight? Ah, okay. Okay, very good. Any other stations, please come in.
Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo.
Very good. Greg got you in there. Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo. We're going to have the monster of 2, 3, 4. All the big 5 check-ins again. Anybody else out there, please come out. Again, that was Greg in the Antioch. Who else is any place, anywhere? Nothing heard. Yeah, another typical night for us. I know the conditions are a little wacky, but I was able to hear Jack just fine. Jack, would you transmit again just so you can hear you tonight? Okay, very good. Who else is copying? Let me just do it this way. Uh, Charles, are you copying Jack and Donaldson?
No, sorry, nothing heard from Jack and Dawson. Okay, 14.
Very good. How about you, Greg?
No, not even a peep, and I should be able to hear him on anything. So I don't know. I mean, but there for a while I could hear him and you couldn't hear him, and now I don't know. I don't know. KD4CB.
We're gonna have to go to over his QTH and have an intervention.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, very good. It's interesting, Jack. You're doing 50 watts, and I hear you. You're a little rough to me, but I hear a full copy. And Greg can't hear you any longer, and Charles in West Nashville can't hear you, and I don't think anybody else can hear you either. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, you're the only one who can tweak his antenna. I've only got 2 bars.
Yeah, no, I may hear you. I don't know whether we need to tune that antenna or figure out if there's a problem with it or what.
Yeah, I don't know the model band vertical. I don't know.
Well, that's brand new, wasn't it? Man, see, that's unreal. I can't believe this is that bad for your location because it's not like you're on 2 meters and all the other bands, you're fine. Okay, I got you. Is it new coax? All right, very good. Well, we'll figure that out, I guess, as we go along here. Any other check-ins, please come now. All righty, I'm going to close on that then. Appreciate everybody being there. We had, like I said, I had myself, K4PEW. We had Tony and Smyrna, KF4, KFQ, and Jack and Donaldson, Kilo Golf 4, India Lima Victor. And we had Charles in West Nashville, Kilo Charlie 4 Tango November Quebec, and Greg in Antioch, Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo. Appreciate everybody checking in and have a good night. K4PEW.